Tyesha Bell answered a phone call, left her apartment, and vanished without taking her purse or identification. Her television remained on. A candle was still burning. Her children waited for a mother who never returned. 17 years later, a surveyor uncovered her remains in a shallow grave, and forensic testing revealed she had been shot in the back of the head. Then investigators identified the final caller. Who persuaded Tyesha to walk outside, and how did prosecutors prove a murder committed 23 years earlier without the weapon or an eyewitness? Tyesha Patrice Bell was 22 years old and living in Aurora, Illinois. She shared an apartment in the 800 block of North Randall Road with her sister, Latasha. One of Tyesha's young daughters lived with them, while another stayed with Tyesha's mother. On the evening before her disappearance, Tyesha had been shopping with friends. Witnesses later said she believed Prince Cunningham would meet her and provide money toward the purchase of a vehicle. Cunningham was married, but he and Tyesha had been involved in a relationship. A deoxyribonucleic acid test had established that he was the father of her younger daughter. Late that night, Tyesha received a call. Her sister recognized the caller because Tyesha had assigned Cunningham a distinctive ringtone. Tyesha then left the apartment. She did not take her purse. She left her identification behind. The television remained on, and a candle continued burning in her bedroom. Everything suggested she expected to return shortly. The next morning, her sister found the bedroom door open. The television was still playing. The candle had burned down, but Tyesha was gone. Her mother reported her missing on May 10, 2003. At first, investigators faced a disappearance with almost no physical scene. There was no sign of forced entry, no abandoned vehicle, and no eyewitness publicly identifying where Tyesha went after leaving the building. Only the call remained, along with the unfinished room she left behind. Investigators quickly examined Tyesha's relationship with Prince Cunningham. According to prosecutors, the two had been meeting so he could provide her with money. Cunningham had previously been ordered to pay child support after testing established his paternity. Prosecutors said he persuaded Tyesha to end the court-managed arrangement and accept cash payments instead. Shortly before she vanished, Tyesha had reportedly considered restarting formal wage deductions. That created a possible source of conflict. When police first questioned Cunningham, he denied that he had spoken to Tyesha for months. He also denied being the father of her daughter, even though paternity had already been established. Phone records contradicted his account entirely. Tyesha's family searched, distributed information, and continued asking the public for help. Her disappearance appeared in missing person databases and media reports. Her mother insisted that Tyesha would not willingly abandon her children. Police suspected foul play, but suspicion could not replace evidence. Without remains, investigators could not determine where the crime occurred, how Tyesha died, or which physical evidence might connect a suspect to her death. 1 year became 5, 5 became 10. Every birthday arrived without an answer. Tyesha's children grew up with memories and questions instead of a confirmed grave. Cold cases often survive because one fact remains unresolved. In this case, investigators had a final call and a person whose statements appeared inconsistent. What they did not have was the place where Tyesha had been hidden. That changed in December 2020 when a surveyor working on land being prepared for development in Montgomery, Illinois, encountered human remains. The location was in Kane County, away from the Aurora apartment where Tyesha had disappeared. Investigators secured the site. The Kane County Major Crimes Task Force and Coroner's Office assisted with documenting and recovering the evidence. The remains had been placed in a shallow grave in a wooded area, and a Converse shoe appeared consistent in age with the burial. Forensic specialists developed a biological profile. The remains were believed to belong to a black woman approximately 5 feet 5 inches tall. Investigators compared deoxyribonucleic acid from the remains with a reference profile connected to Tyesha. In March 2021, the Aurora Police Department announced the identification. After nearly 18 years, Tyesha Bell had been found. But the discovery did not close the case. It changed it entirely. The missing person investigation had become a homicide. Forensic analysis found evidence that Tyesha had been shot once in the back of the head. Her death was officially classified as homicide. The location of the gunshot indicated a deliberate and fatal act, but investigators still lacked several traditional pieces of murder evidence. No firearm was recovered. There was no known eyewitness to the shooting. The crime scene had remained hidden for 17 years, exposed to weather, animals, and natural deterioration. The prosecution would need to build its case through circumstances, relationships, records, and the conduct of the accused. After the remains were identified, Aurora detectives continued investigating for approximately another year and a half. On June 14, 2022, Prince Cunningham was arrested and charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. He had been connected to Tyesha from the opening days of the disappearance. Now prosecutors believed the accumulated evidence could establish that he had lured her from the apartment, killed her, and concealed her remains. The legal process did not move directly to trial. One dispute concerned statements Tyesha had made before her death and whether prosecutors could present them to jurors. The state argued that Cunningham killed her partly to stop her from restarting formal child support proceedings and therefore should not benefit from making her unavailable as a witness. An Illinois appellate court examined that question in 2025 and ordered further proceedings, concluding that the record supported the state's position concerning forfeiture by wrongdoing. The case had now survived nearly 2 decades without a body and several more years of complex pretrial litigation. Prosecutors presented a case built around motive, opportunity, phone evidence, and deception. They argued that Cunningham maintained a relationship with Tyesha while married, had fathered her daughter, and faced potential financial consequences if formal child support collection resumed. His call was the final call known to have reached her phone. Then Tyesha left her home and was never seen alive again. Prosecutors also highlighted Cunningham's early statements, which conflicted directly with phone and paternity evidence. No single piece showed the moment of murder. The prosecution asked jurors to consider the entire chain. Tyesha expected to return. She left her belongings behind. She departed immediately after Cunningham's call. Cunningham lied about the contact. Her body was hidden for 17 years. And when it was finally found, the evidence revealed an execution-style gunshot to the back of the head. The defense argued that the prosecution relied on assumptions rather than direct proof, emphasizing that no gun had been recovered and that police should have investigated another man Tyesha was dating more thoroughly. Circumstantial evidence is not automatically weaker than direct testimony, but the burden remained entirely on prosecutors to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that Cunningham committed the murder. On May 27, 2026, the jury returned its decision. Prince Cunningham was found guilty of first-degree murder. Jurors also found that he personally discharged the firearm that killed Tyesha. The verdict arrived more than 23 years after she left her apartment. Cunningham faces a potential prison sentence of between 45 and 85 years. The verdict answered the criminal question of responsibility. It did not restore the years Tyesha's children spent without her. It did not explain every detail of the night she died, but it established that the call was not an unexplained mystery. According to the jury, it was the beginning of a planned murder. What remains unknown publicly are the final details. Where exactly did Cunningham take Tyesha after she left the apartment? Where is the gun? And how did Cunningham select the burial location? The jury did not need every unanswered detail to reach its verdict. After 23 years, prosecutors convinced 12 jurors that the final call, the hidden relationship, the financial conflict, the false statements, and the recovered remains formed one complete story. Tyesha's room had preserved the first clue, the television playing, the purse untouched, the candle burning. Each detail showed that she believed she was stepping outside briefly. She had no reason to believe she was leaving her children forever. If you found this investigation compelling, subscribe to Mysterious Crime, like this video, share it with someone who loves documentaries, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next investigation. Every mystery has a story.